Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 66 of my 100-day project. I am working in oil stick, specifically R&F Drawing oils. And when I came to paint today, I thought, ooh, I found a few extra colors that I'd been missing. Yesterday I mentioned I felt like I was missing some colors. Well, today I found most of them, so that was good. And initially I thought I was going to tone my canvas with that cadmium yellow light. But when I put the marks down, I added some quinacridone red because I thought I'd kind of do a two-tone, and immediately I saw a face. So I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm pretty tired today. April has just been super, super busy. And so I was painting this evening and I didn't feel great today. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to show up. I'm just going to do something. And it is what it is. That was sort of my approach for the day, less about what I was creating and more about the discipline of just doing something for myself every day. I stuck to another analogous color scheme. I've been really drawn to these warm colors lately. I don't know if it's because it's spring. I don't know if it's because there's this energizing aspect to these warm oranges and reds. That quinacridone red is just luscious and gorgeous. The quinacridone magenta is gorgeous. That cadmium yellow is fabulous. I'm using warm pink. That cherry absinthe is that dark brownish color. I'll bring in some Paynes gray for the pupils, a little bit of sap green for the darker part of the irises, some permanent green for the lighter part of the irises, and then I've got a pale yellow. I forget the exact name of it. That was one of the colors I was looking for. It's the one I have in my hand right there. And I was happy to find it. It's just a warm sort of white. So I've got an unbleached titanium, which is a little bit darker. I've got the titanium white, which is a very cool white. And then this pale yellow, extra pale, I think it is a really warm white. So that works really good. And her eyebrows are super strong. It cracks me up. And I'm sorry, I've got the panel is a little bit high. You can tell I was just kind of painting. I wasn't thinking about anything. I wasn't thinking about where it was in relation to the camera, any of that. So I apologize that the top part of the panel is cut off. I'm still working on the Centurion oil primed linen panels. I think I've got a few more of those left, and then I'll have to find a couple of extras. I've only got a few more days of oil stick, and then we're off to, I don't remember if it's gouache. It might be gouache next. So that's going to be a whole other shake-up sort of thing. But yeah, it's a journey. I can't believe day 66. Amazing. So I figured I'd put in a little bit of contrast for her eyes. So I put in some green there. And then I'm using a cerulean blue pale for the whites of her eyes. And I really like that contrast of the cool colors in her eyes with the warm parts of her skin. Adding in a bit more shadow. And I have so much paint on the surface. It is just sliding around. I think that's one of the things with these sticks I can get better at is using fewer layers, less paint. I do have a tendency to press hard too. And so I end up mushing a lot of colors in there. And then those bits of yellow were really harsh under her eyebrows. I didn't want quite such hard lines. So I smoothed that out. And then I realized I lost some of her nostril. And then I went back to that cerulean or the celadon green pale color that wasn't working for me yesterday. I thought that might work really well as a background. And I like it because where it mixed with the red, it kind of turned this purpley color. And I like that as a neutral. So I thought that worked. And then I wanted to bring in, her forehead was really, really big. So I brought in some of the shadow there with that silicone brush, smoothing out some of the parts where you can see the background panel because I didn't tone it. And then I'm just scratching in to give some detail into her hair, give her some curls, a little bit of interest. Her eyebrows crack me up. They're really thick eyebrows today, but I do like her eyes a lot. And I'm getting better at noses, y'all. You do something for 66 days and invariably you just build some muscle memory around it. So that's good. It's not the best nose I've ever done, but I'm not thinking about it as much as I'm not having to think about it as much as I used to. So that's good. So here she is in her messy gloriness, a bit muddy in some places, but I do really, really like her eyes. I do love painting eyes. And then there's that big mark on her nose that I decided to leave. I think it might be like part of the skin of one of those oil sticks. It's so funny. It's just, I crack myself up sometimes. It's all about the journey. Alrighty, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well. Take care of you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.